Dances with Wolves had an estimated budget of $22 million and globally grossed over $424 million. It won 51 Academy Awards, including 7 Oscars, 2 of which were for Best Sound and Music. As filmmakers, it behooves us to explore what elements make a truly great movie, one of which is the audio of a film. A movie can have the best actors, great cinematography, and a moving story, but if the audio does not match the quality of these areas, the film will fall flat. Audio in all its various concentrations is something that is often overlooked by directors. Music, sound effects, Foley, ambient sound, all of these are artistic tools that a filmmaker can utilize to help tell a better story. The ability to balance these audio elements artistically can be one of the things that can make or break a film. Sound designer and filmmaker Kelly Baker's book, The Angry Filmmaker's Survival Guide, highlights this truth in an interview with Foley artist Jana Vance. Jana has worked on everything from Toy Story to Avatar and has a wealth of experience in sound design. In the book, she tells Baker, "I do think that directors in general tend to rely too heavily on music to convey how they want us to feel. I think music can be really great in a film, but I personally love it when the music goes away. Then the dialogue and some light effects can carry that part of a scene or the development of some character whenever possible." Dances with Wolves utilizes amazing sound design and music to tell a story that has been given the highest awards in the film industry. The sound in Dances with Wolves is stunning. Even more incredible is that much of the sound heard in the film was created in a studio setting. In the opening scene, when Dunbar stands up on the front line, the enemies start taking shots at him.
Hey, boy, you better come cover. I'm not kidding, these boys are shooters. Come on, you wanna go? There we go.
The gunshots, ricochets, laughter, and chatter from the enemy all are recorded after the initial shooting of the film. When combined with great acting and cinematography, these scenes come alive for the audience. Some of these sounds can be pulled in from sound effects libraries, but when that is not possible, a director will hire a Foley artist to create desired sounds for the film. It is truly mind-boggling to consider the scope of work that goes into creating sounds that we see in the film. Every detail must be considered. For example, what does it sound like to scuffle on the ground and imitate a buffalo as a way of communicating with someone of a different language?
Tatanka. Tatanka? Tatanka.
What does a spear being thrown from a horse into the side of a buffalo sound like? A good Foley artist will employ objects that embellish the sound of a character's movement. Oftentimes, a Foley artist will keep these techniques secret and not give away the tricks that they use to create the sound. In the book referenced earlier, Jana tells Baker how she used an old hide-a-bed love seat she found at a yard sale to create the chassis sound for Lightning McQueen in the film Cars. That's a pretty big secret. They've been asking me for years how I made that sound, but I think I'm far enough in my career that I don't need to worry as much. You can probably put that story in the book, but I'm not going to tell you exactly how I did it. In Dances with Wolves, all of the sounds heard on screen, from the buffalo crashing to the ground to Dunbar running his hands across the top of the grass in the prairie, had to be made in a studio by a Foley artist. The Academy Award given for Best Sound is evidence that sound truly does matter when making a great film, as does music. Music may not always be necessary for a film. No Country for Old Men used no music. The treatment for audio was spent exclusively on the sound of the world and setting. This is an extreme example, but it worked wonderfully. When music is to be present on screen, however, it requires someone with a deep knowledge of emotional storytelling. This was the case for the music in Dances with Wolves. At the time of the film's release, the score for the film was John Barry's 5th Oscar-winning composition. Barry utilized a 95-member orchestra and a 12-member chorus and wrote the score from the perspective of John Dunbar. Barry, who had previously worked on the Bond movies, utilized some of the same orchestral techniques previously used. This can be observed in the main title of the film, where Barry used trumpet calls adjacent to heavy string sections. However, he expanded his craft in several scenes. Barry's use of composition covers a broad range of emotions. The music heard on screen complements what the audience sees and helps to tell the story more accurately. From the dramatic suspense and the execution of Timmins, to the heart-pounding excitement of the buffalo hunt. Barry created a buffet of music that draws the viewer into the story. As Bruce Eder reviewed, The Buffalo Hunt is one of the finest pieces of music that man ever wrote. At times it sounds as though Barry had every string and horn player in Los Angeles present, and topped it all out with an oversized percussion section, but none of the music or the scoring here sounds excessive. Dances with Wolves has been a film enjoyed and celebrated since its 1990 release. The sound design and music have earned some of the greatest honors possible and will inspire filmmakers for generations to come. The film is an example of how to tell a story audibly in conjunction with what is seen on screen.